I was born in Berlin, and I was actually born in the eastern part of Berlin when the wall was still there. Obviously, when the wall came down, I was 11 years old, and at the time I did not remember why my parents were so serious and why they were glued to the TV and what was going on. So when the wall came down, I remember that day when we actually got in the car and we drove over. And the first thing that I remember was colours, light. Everything was so bright and everything was so colourful. The wall came down, and it came down for me at the absolute perfect time. So after school, I didn't go straight to university. I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. So I spent actually 2 years just having little jobs here and there, trying to find my way. I went on a trip with my friend to India. We spent 2 months there. We had so many misunderstandings. So I looked around in Berlin. I was looking for Hindi classes and I couldn't find any. And then someone told me, oh, but you can study Hindi and South Asian studies. I said, right, okay, I'm doing this. In the same building, there was Central Asian studies and they offered Tibetan. And I just fell in love with the script and I thought, I want to learn that language too. So I'm going to do a double major in Central Asian Studies and South Asian Studies. And I went back to India, and this time was so much better. I'm passionate about learning languages, and I had some really, really amazing experience in learning a language, and that inspired me to actually become a teacher myself. A friend of mine, she was a really good musician. She also played djembe. She started teaching me a little bit of djembe. The djembe originally comes from an area somewhere between Guinea and Mali. Most people probably have seen a drum shaped like this. So the djembe's got goat skin on it. I think this is actually jala, is another hardwood from Guinea. We would go to the park, which is actually called Mawa Park, which is a strip where the wall used to be turned into a park. And that's where I met Sean. And he had already been to Guinea in West Africa twice.
We were all in the park, and then Norma and I met each other and got on quite well. And I said to Norma, you know, I'm going again. Why don't you come with me? So we went together.
Guinea is one of the poorest countries in the world, and it's not a place where you go holidaying, but you go there for culture, and that's what I wanted to go for.
When I think back, I hadn't really thought about what it was going to be like. For me, I just went with my eyes open, thought I'll just go and do whatever happens. And in the villages, it's hard. You know, there's no electricity in these villages, no running water. There was a well that they got, you know, deep water from, so that it was safe to drink and everything. But it was, you know, a couple of hundred people in a village in the savannah of West Africa.
We either stayed in Conakry, the capital, but we actually, most of the time, we spent in Hamana. So in Conakry, we stayed with Fanta Kaba. Fanta Kaba was the first solo dancer of Les Ballets Africains. We'd have like 8 hours drumming a day, like 5, 6, 8 hours, depending how our hands and go. I mean, you have blood blisters at some point because it does hurt if you do that the whole day, and especially if you've got soft European hands. All the drummers got big calluses here. It's like, oh, okay, you must be a really good drummer.
You know, obviously a lot of people say when you travel together you get to know that person pretty well, and yeah, it worked for us. So we were both really happy there, we were happy together, and went every winter after that pretty much.
always saw the dancers there, and I thought, wow, no, you'd have to be African. You can't do that if you're not African. You have to be African to do that. And so my second trip was learning to dance, and Fanta told me that she wants to be my teacher. The last trip, that was this 2007 trip that we did, we decided, okay, how cool would it be if we had bikes? Because the villages are actually not that far apart from each other. Yeah, we had, along the trip, we had lots of problems, but they got fixed. And I have to say, the people in Mali and Guinea are incredible in fixing things, absolutely incredible in fixing things. So they fixed a bike chain with a rock. Yeah, where the chain was broken, right, we're walking, that's what I would say. No, we're not walking, so all we need is a rock, tang, 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 bam, back on. Never broke again. So djembe is the name of the drum, and moves is because you've got djembe moves by playing the drums, but moves as in you move. But also it should relate, I wanted something that relates to the dance as well. We sell instruments, so we import the wood from Guinea and Ghana. They're really high quality drums, you can't get any better. Because the drums are quite accessible to a wide range of people, so kids can play them, but adults can play them as well. So we've been working with troubled kids as well. We never have really big problems with kids because we bring the drums with us. I think my favourite thing about living in Bridgetown is the people. Bridgetown had been really good for us. Especially in our business with drumming, dancing, we didn't really know whether it's going to work for us. I always really loved the forest down here and the nature. I mean, the landscapes, they're amazing. Because rhythm, I mean, we've all got rhythm in us. We've got our heartbeat is a rhythm, and the way we breathe is a rhythm. I think we've all got a bit of rhythm, as on either that rhythm goes against it or with it, and so I think it either speaks for you or not.